Now what we need to do is we're going to put you guys in sort of a square here on the stage, the best you can. We're going to get you in a square. Let me get out of the way here. Make a square, guys. Fill it in. Let's make a wall here. We need a square wall. All right, that's sort of a square. Okay, now, if Miss Kathy comes around or Miss Jan and they touch you on the shoulder, you are going to be a gate in the wall. You guys got that? You're actually going to be a gate. Now everyone else is part of the broken and dilapidated city wall. So I want you to crouch down or flop on your side or somehow imitate a dilapidated wall. We need you to look like a dilapidated wall. All right, you guys make an excellent bruised and battered blocks. Okay. And for those of you who are gates, I'd like you to flop over at the waist. Flop over at the waist to help us remember that you're not a strong and sturdy and protective gate, but a weak and burned gate. All right, that's perfect. So Nehemiah went out at night to inspect the walls of Jerusalem. And this is what he had found, a mess. Now at this point, Nehemiah decided to share his plan. He called an assembly. And here's what he had to say. You see the trouble we are in? Jerusalem lies in ruins, and its gates have been burned with fire. Come, let us rebuild the wall of Jerusalem, and we will no longer be in disgrace. Now the next verse says that Nehemiah also told the assembly that God would be with them on this project, and that he was part of the network. So they'd understand that, even though the project was big and it wasn't impossible. Now in response, the assembly said, let's rebuild. Sounds pretty easy, huh? Well, the Bible tells us they began to do this great thing. The Bible also tells us there were 3 non-Jewish men who thought the whole idea was a bad idea. I need 3 boy volunteers.
I got one here.
Oh, I'm sorry. You already got one.
I got one.
Oh yeah, everybody's home.
Okay.
Come on, you guys.
Now they were Samboulay, Tobiah, where's Tobiah? And Geshem. Yep, these are our villains in the story. These are the bad guys. They were a negative network of nitpicking naysayers, needling Nehemiah. In fact, now why don't the 3 of you huddle together to begin your little plan and hatching some evil schemes toward to the city walls here. Now that leads us to the next part of the project, the actual construction. The book of Nehemiah provides us with some of the details. For instance, the sheep gate. The sheep gate was rebuilt by the high priest Elijah and his fellow priests.
Oh, here. Come here, girls.
Now go ahead and work on the gate. Rebuild that gate. Now the men of Jericho rebuilt the adjoining section of the wall. I need a few volunteers to be the men of Jericho. Listen up, guys. We need you to listen up.
You got to rebuild this section of wall. We rebuild the wall. You got to rebuild the wall. You got to pick it up straight.
Rebuild the wall, guys. Now another gate. Listen up. Another gate called the Valley Gate was repaired by the residents of Zanoah. We need some residents of Zanoah. Now they also repaired about 500 yards of the wall to the next gate, named the Dung Gate. Sorry about that, Bob. It's like Mike Rowe and Dirty Jobs. Somebody's got to do it. Unfortunately, even the Dung Gate needed to be repaired. Now, if you're on the stage here and you were somebody rebuilding and you're done, I need you to come over here. Unless you're part of the wall, come on over here or go stand out in front here. All the rebuilders. Now, another gate, the Fountain Gate, was also restored. Who was the Fountain Gate? Who was the gate over here? Were you the gate? Miraculous. There we go. Now, everywhere you look, the people were working to repair the walls. Lots and lots and lots of people did individual tasks that, when combined, began to make a huge difference in the state of the walls in Jerusalem. Now, listen to the verse from chapter 4. So we rebuilt the wall till all of it reached half its height, for the people worked with all their heart. Now, that's what having a network will do for you. It helps you. Cooperation is working together to do more than you can do alone. Now, unfortunately, our villains didn't like what they were seeing. At first, listen up, villains. At first, they tried insulting the workers.
If there's workers behind you.
The workers are behind you. This is the wall. Now the Bible tells us what Tobiah said. Listen up. What are they building? If even a fox climbed up on it, he would break down their wall of stones. Now when the workers kept building, Sanballat, Tobiah, and Geshem realized that their needling and nitpicking wasn't as effective as they'd hoped it would be, which made them angry. The villains were angry. They then plotted and threatened and sabotaged, but Nehemiah came up with a good plan. Nehemiah took some of the people off of the building duty, and he designated them as guards. We need a few guards. We need 3 guards. Turn around. We got one right here. Here's a guard. And she can be a guard. Here you go, Ron. You guys are a wall. You can't talk. Okay, listen up, guys.